Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back with another Star Wars action figure review. Today, taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Gaming Grade Stormtrooper Commander from The Force Unleashed. It's the first one. I'm looking forward to getting this figure. I had mine pre-ordered with GameStop Canada and got it today. For some reason, got it after the Heavy Assault Stormtrooper, even though I'm pretty sure they're supposed to release at the same time, so that's kind of weird. But we have them now, and this is a figure that I've been looking forward to. It's got a release in the Black Series 6-inch gaming grades a year or two ago now, at this point, I think. That was on the old Stormtrooper Black Series mold, but it was still a good figure. And now we have the 3¼ inch version, and it already looks great. This isn't the first time we've gotten a 3¼ inch Stormtrooper Commander from Force Unleashed. There's one released as part of the 30th anniversary collection, I do believe. And I have actually wanted that figure for a while, never really bothered to really actively track it down though. And now I don't really need to because this figure just looks pretty much better in every way. But yeah, let's take a quick look at the packaging first. He's on the Vintage Collection card back, and I actually really like the packaging on this figure. I absolutely love that they use the Force Unleashed actual logo, and it's even got the silhouette of Starkiller for the O, like in the actual title of the game, which is super cool. I think it looks awesome. Stormtrooper Commander, the blue background of the figure, and then a really nice like illustration or like CG render or whatever of the Stormtrooper Commander on what looks like to be Felucia in the background. Felucia is a planet you visit in the game. So that's super cool. I think this card back looks great. Honestly, if I find this figure again in stores or whatever and the card back's in good shape, I might pick up one to keep on card because this looks really good. Almost don't want to open it, but almost I still am going to open it, of course. On the back, you just got all your legalese, and you do have other figures. Well, other figures released, it's only one other one. Got Stormtrooper Commander, and then you've got the Heavy Assault Stormtrooper from Fallen Order. I have already reviewed that figure. Take a look at my channel to see that review if you are interested. But yeah, pretty cool packaging, honestly. This is, I think, honestly, a standout for the Vintage Collection as of late. I feel like it doesn't deserve to be this good, but it is really good looking if you're a mint on card collector. But anyways, that's it for the packaging. I'm going to get them cracked open and take a close look at the figure. Now I got the figure out of the packaging, and if you own any of the previous versions of this mold from the recent Vintage Collection, then you know what to expect with this figure. It uses the updated version of the newer Vintage Collection mold, in which case they upgraded the articulation a little bit more than it already was upgraded. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a normal Stormtrooper with this awesome blue marking. I really like these blue markings. It reminds me of the 501st, which is my favorite Clone Legion, so I think these guys look really cool. The helmet there looks great. I love the paint design where it kind of looks like it's a scar on the mask or the helmet, which I think looks great. All the blue markings are also kind of painted or marked on to look like they've been scuffed up a bit, which I think is also pretty cool. And all the paint apps are pretty tight and crisp on the helmet, which I think looks really great. Also just love this Vintage Collection Stormtrooper helmet mold. I think they've really nailed it. I think it looks great. And I really like the color of blue as well. It's a nice color of blue. It's hard to describe. It's not too light. It's not too dark. It's just right for me. I really like this color of blue. But yeah, you got the markings on the chest, and you even got some little black or dark gray markings or details painted on the midsection there. The shoulders and the arms look really good. The paint on the back looks good. And the legs look good as well. The asymmetry of the figure and the design, especially on the leg and the helmet, I think looks great. And the feet even have that paint detailed black on the bottom. So I think that's really good. There's really not a whole lot to talk about. It's the same Stormtrooper we've gotten a bunch of times now, just with blue markings. So it is a simple release in that regard, but I think it's a very effective one. It looks really good. In terms of articulation, you do have a dumbbell joint in the neck, so you can move that around. Pretty good, especially considering he's wearing a fairly bulky helmet. Ball hinges at the shoulders, which move about just shy of 90. And you can rotate them around. Single hinges in the elbows that move past 90 degrees, just a bit, so that's pretty good. Soles on the wrists with good up and down hinge at the trigger hand, and in and out at the kind of normal grip hand. A ball jointed torso, which moves quite nicely. The old style ball hinges in the hips. I do wish they would have upgraded these hips to the new style of joints. These swivel hinges are just not good. Or, I mean, they're good. I mean, you get the movement you want, but they're just finicky to mess with, not very fun to pose in my opinion. but they're better than swivel, so you do have those. Single hinges in the knees, which move about 90. And then you get hinges in the ankle, which move pretty good, as well as ankle rocker added to this figure, so that's great. So really good articulation. Like I said, you have this mold already, you know what to expect. I don't like how tight the hip joints can be on this mold. It makes me feel like I'm going to snap the legs off sometimes. So that is something to keep in mind, but yeah, it's pretty good. In terms of accessories, this guy comes with a couple blasters. You do get the normal Stormtrooper blaster we've seen probably many times before already. It does actually have a little bit of paint app there. You got a little silver paint app for some detail, so that's pretty cool. They don't always paint that on the figures, and you can slot that in his hand. He holds it nice and securely. No problem at all with him holding that. He also comes with this longer rifle, which I believe is taken from the IG-11 figure. And this is pretty cool. First of all, just a different style of blaster. And it also has a silver dry brushing on it, so it gives it a bit more detail, or highlights the details a bit more in the sculpt. So that's really cool. You get a couple of blaster options. And again, I'm sure he has no problem holding that. Nope, no problem holding that. Probably get him in the aiming pose pretty easily. The articulation definitely lets you kind of get the poses you want pretty easily. Yeah, so you can get him aiming. Holding it pretty good, no problem. So yeah. Overall, very cool version of the Stormtrooper. Definitely one of my favorite versions of the Stormtrooper. I think it looks really cool. Very quickly, we'll do a couple of little comparisons. There we go. So first off, for fun, here he is with the 3 3/4 inch Force Unleashed 2 Star Killer. It's actually a little taller than him, funny enough. But yeah, that's what they kind of look like together. Here he is with his, I guess, wave mate, I suppose. The one he released with. This is the Heavy Assault Stormtrooper. And then you can see that they fit in perfectly with each other. They look very good together, actually. And then here he is with another Force Unleashed Gaming Greats Vintage Collection figure, using the slightly older but still pretty similar Stormtrooper mold, the Shadow Stormtrooper, which I also really like that figure a lot. And yeah, these guys all match up together. And yeah, overall, this is a really great release. It's a simple release, but a very effective release. I'll take any versions of these Stormtroopers they decide to release. I think this mold is really good. It looks amazing. I really personally like this version of the Stormtrooper as well, the Stormtrooper Commander. I think it looks super cool. So if you're a fan of the game, or you're a fan of just collecting different versions of Stormtroopers for your 3 3/4 inch collection, then I'd highly recommend picking this one up. It's a great one to add to the collection. If you don't care for all the different versions of Stormtroopers, I guess it's probably an easy pass, but it is a very cool figure. And this is definitely how you do repaints. This is a good repaint figure. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. May the Force be with you.